Well, it is I, Horatio. Before we get back to our riveting story, first I think we should take a moment and look back where we've been to truly understand where we're going. This is Previously on the Dead Dragon Society.
I just wanna dance for the hell of it. Wanna take a chance for the thrill of it.
Horatio, you recognize him as your right-hand man, the assistant to the Master of Ceremonies, Grumble.
Where have you been since we separated? I've heard no word of you.
We've been trying to find you. It's been rather difficult. We recreated our circus at the Purple Rocks.
Everyone?
Grumble goes up to the helm and goes, "Are you guys ready for some magic?" This is my favorite part. And then he pulls a different lever and the ship just starts to lift out of the water and you start flying into the sky.
Oh my gods.
You notice behind you an airship.
Behind us, attackers of some sort. Is this Navy? Pirates? What's going on?
Grumble pulls out a telescope and looks at it, and sitting on the helm, he sees Zephyr the Golden, and in his hand is a petri dish with a single tear pointing right at you.
I knew we shouldn't have given him anything.
You see angry clouds to the right. You see the storm moving towards you.
Trogrim gets on the ballista next to Horatio and says, "We are competent. We must lose them in the storm," and then fires a ballista at the ship.
We're gonna become like the frickin' hammer of God, firing from the orbit.
The storm is almost upon you now.
I would like to cast Unseen Servant on their deck. I want to grab 2 of the remaining oil lamps. Are they lit?
Yeah, they can be lit. Yeah.
Okay. Go walk over the grate in the center of the deck and smash them together over the grate. The intention of which is to send on fire oil into their hold.
Fire ignites out of it, and the ship starts to lose altitude and then gets swallowed up by the storm.
Your unseen servants are little pyros.
Are you feeling this? Are you feeling this? Oh, you only got one life.
We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a little party as we're going to the Purple Rocks. Grumble brings up a bunch of glasses for everybody, and he says, "That was one hell of a fight taking out those guys." And he gives each one of you a glass and he holds it up. As you guys take a sip, you start to feel a little dizzy.
Bastard! I knew it was coming.
I feel the sun on my face. It's a brand new day, and it's telling me it'll all be okay. All the clouds and the rain, that's of yesterday. Yeah, I'm telling you, it'll all be okay.
All of you collapse.
Oh, son of a bitch.
No, not again.
You can still hear and you see Grumble looking at you all, and then look straight at Horatio and go, "You took him from our performance." And he comes up to you and he sees Peanut in your pocket and he grabs him, puts him in his hat, and that is the last thing you all remember.
I will nuke this island from
Oh, I only got one life, so I'm gonna make it mine.
Yeah, so here we are around the campfire. And the question that I ask you, if you could go back in time and change one action or event from your past, what would it be? And I want to give a big thank you to Chase English, a.k.a. George's lover, for giving us
No, he
this
did
question.
not write that. No, I knew he would do something so stupid. Me and him have nothing going on. It's all lies.
I only love him platonically.
Now, not even that.
I only like him platonically.
So again, one more time for the campfire question. If you could go back in time and change one action or event from your past, what would it be?
There was one time that I took a gig. I'm going to call it Neverwinter, but it was not Neverwinter. It was literally a tiny campsite just east of the wall of Neverwinter, maybe about 3 feet east. It was an encampment of Kenkus. And I thought that it would be interesting as a performer who've never, I've never done a venue like that. I've never done an audience like that. But what happened was I was tuning my instruments and I played my warm up, and then the Neverwinter guard chased us out, and they said it was illegal to camp 3 feet from the wall. But the Kenkus only repeated back my warm up notes, and they were out of tune. And I would have never taken that gig if I'd known that was how it was going to go.
Were they out of tune?
Yes.
Were they?
They were. I was tuning up. Of course I was out of tune.
When I first left my village, I had wandered for many days before I'd come upon Newfoundland. And I wish I had looked at a map.
After some of the initial meteoric rise and success of our circus, we unfortunately suffered a bit of a dip in popularity as we stayed a little too long in one town and kind of saturated that market. Now, after all that initial success, we were riding quite high on ourselves and feeling very confident about our successes, but with that dip, it really shook and damaged our confidence in ourselves. And so many of us dealt with it in many different ways. Some people took to meditation or taking a break from the performing arts. I myself chose to double down at the time, and I felt like I needed to escalate the performance and really branch out into new experimental territory. So I decided to form a brief touring troupe with a series of wood elves, and we created a very experimental, very avant-garde aquatic didgeridoo performance that unfortunately was maybe a little too experimental and futuristic in concept for the time, and so unfortunately it did not go very successfully. Now, I think I would say it probably damaged a bit of our reputation as we came back and tried to bring the circus back up, but it's certainly an interesting time.
I remember that vividly. Mostly the posters, they were so cool.
Do you think you could do that performance again?
Well, if you can get me 6 wood elves and 6 didgeridoos, I can sure try.
I could possibly do that.
I can offer 4 water nymphs, 2 gnomes, and 6 trumpets.
Didgeridoo. It's fun to say, isn't it?
Didgeridoo. Didgeridoo.
It's as fun to say as it is to play. When you put the end underwater, ooh, sound that comes out is quite
Bubbly.
interesting.
Didgeridoo.
So much fun we're having. I can't wait to ruin it. If I may open up a little bit.
Please
If we're
don't.
talking about past events.
Go for it. We're all ears.
14 years ago, a man by the name of Julian Skara bought his way into nobility and then went sniffing around a childhood friend's home. He took her. She seemed to have changed into a different person. I don't know if it was the status that he now had or what it could be. But as they were leaving, he humiliated a man and really broke down his spirit. That man was my father. And that...
Really?
And Mr. Blackthorn, please.
I'm sorry. Good sir.
I'm finally
open.
opening up here.
Continue with your story.
And shortly after, I found his body. So that is why I hope that you can help me on this quest.
On site. I don't know what he looks like, but it's on site.
You're my favorite, Anne. I need you to know that.
I know.
Trogrim?
I nod knowingly.
You're like second best.
I will take it.
You're my teacher. I respect you, but
Thank
not
you.
really a favorite.
Thank you, Max. Thank you. Friends, there are many things that I do regret in my life. I've lived a long life so far. But there was some occurrence most recently that I probably regret. At least it's on my brain right now. And it was a setting much like this where we were talking about with friends, and I called 2 very dear friends of mine fucking morons. And I do regret that I may have been wrong about one of them.
Thank you so much for apologizing.
That is not an apology.
I may have been
I may
wrong.
have been wrong. about
Shrug.
One of them.
We don't know which one.
No, we don't.
No, we know which one.
What you used to
Yeah,
say
your
to
powers
Ellen
of
Alley?
de-escalation are impressive.
With my twins, they were in the back seat with one of their friends, Emma. Maybe I shouldn't use her name, but Emma. Shout out to you, Emma. I told them that she was my second favorite daughter.
He's really going to it today. I love that.
And she still is.
I'm the first. Shout out to Allie and Ella. Cut that out. No real names.
Okay.
Shout out to Beep.
No real names.
We'll
I
just-
gave my full name.
We'll just reverse their names. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Say
shout
their
out
names
to
backwards.
yeah, shout out to Ella and Allie.
For those of you at home that don't know my family, their names are Allie and Ella.
They're pals.
Alleella is how it's spelled.
And they live at. No.
All right, let's get going.
Thanks for coming and checking out our podcast. Feel free to give us a like, rate us 5 stars. That always helps us so much if you've been enjoying it. And if you want to support us in any other way, we do have a Patreon and it's officially live. You can go find exclusive content there. And now, episode 10, The Search for Peanut. So last we met, you guys were just poisoned. You blacked out, Peanut was stolen, and you woke up in the prison cell. The room is dimly lit. The room is dimly lit, its stone walls coated with grime and dampness. The air smells of mildew and decay. The only source of light is a small barred window high up near the ceiling, casting thin, elongated shadows across the floor. The floor itself is cold and uneven, with patches of straw strewn about. The cell contains a rusted iron bed frame, devoid of any mattress or blankets, and a wooden bucket in one corner for waste. The heavy iron door stands locked, its hinges creaking ominously when touched. You awaken disoriented and groggy. Your memory is hazy, and the weight of your predicament is setting in. The silence is broken by a man in the corner. You hear him say, "It's about time you all woke up." As you look over, you see a man who is sitting hunched against the cold stone wall. His salt and pepper beard is unkempt, and his once fine clothes hang in tatters. The most striking feature, however, his iron leg, a testament to both his wealth and his misfortune. The peg leg gleams with polished brass fittings, and delicate patterns of vines and coins wind around its surface. Despite his captivity, his eyes still hold a glimmer of defiance, as if he refuses to be broken by his circumstances. You all recognize him as Victor.
Victor, what are you doing here?
I'm waking up a little groggy. As soon as I hear Victor, I look at Horatio, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to attack Victor. It's on sight.
She did say on site.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, my unarmed strike.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm doing nothing. My unarmed strike is
You
0
hit-
damage. I'm flying and I'm
You hit his
pummeling
leg and
it.
you just hear clink.
Yeah.
Did she hit it hard enough to clink?
I'm just going to town on it. I'm like doing like basically just
clink,
sitting like yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Victor? I'll ask again. What are you doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
I felt bad about what happened to Horatio.
I stopped punching his leg.
We all look at Horatio.
And I went back to the troop to try to fix the problem. I don't think you quite know the full story of what happened. There's no one going after your head. The troop knew that you would never give up circus, give up performing. So they hired me to put the cards in the deck.
Where's Peanut?
I don't know anything about that.
Why are you in here with us?
When I saw you at the gate, I felt bad. I've in my old age, I've became a professor at the University of Neverwinter. And I saw you and I saw Chad. And I regret the choices I made in my undergrad.
So if you were outside the gate, I'm going to posit that you are on good terms with the people outside of this cell. I'm going to ask you one more time. Where's Peanut?
I'm I'm in here because I was telling them to let the charade go.
Let the charade go? What charade?
The idea that you were being hunted by nobles.
So what do they want?
They wanted Peanut.
Why?
They said something about star power.
Star power.
His ability to control the crowd, his ability to perform.
Yeah, he sure does have that in spades. So let me ask you, do you have a way out of this cell? Because I'm getting Peanut back, and that's really what's going to happen here.
Unfortunately, I don't. I've been here for about a month.
Okay. Well, if you don't have anything else for me, I just have to ask you one question. Are you ready? I cast heat metal on his metal limb.
Oh, I'm jumping off his leg.
He takes 2d8 fire damage.
Isn't he like a regular mortal?
For now.
As the metal heats up, you hear a sharp scream, and he takes 2d8.
2d8.
He takes 8 damage.
Okay. Are we in combat?
He refuses to fight.
Okay.
Please stop. I will help you.
I punch him in his other shin.
Clink.
What could you possibly offer us to help? You're as trapped here as we are. What could you do? How can you help us get out of here? What's going on, Victor?
Every 6 seconds, he takes 2d8 fire damage.
He's in pain. He can't answer you.
He's being tortured.
If he refuses to fight, we're not in combat, and he's taking continuous damage.
He's continuously burning on his leg. He takes 10 damage.
What'll be,
God, my
Victor?
head. God, my head.
I'm walking out here with Peanut. You can either help us, or you can die here.
Willing to help you.
How?
You
I
both
can
are
help you
making
with
too much
anything. What do
noise.
you need?
Open this gate.
Yeah, while they're sort of like jabbering back and forth each other in the throes of torture, I turn to Max and I say, this feels like the beer from last time.
This is worse, my friend. This is
is much
far worse.
worse.
They're
This
making so much noise.
This is much worse.
Surprise guards have not come
Yeah,
down.
there's torture happening.
Horatio, can you keep him down? We don't want them to be alerted we're awake now, do we?
Is Victor screaming?
I mean, he's getting
Victor's-
continuously burned.
He's silently screaming because he doesn't want to wake anybody up. Please make it stop.
Trogrim walks out to the front of the gate and just looks down the hall to see what does the rest of this prison cell look like outside the gate.
You see a couple other cells that are empty, and a table kind of in the far corner, as well as a couple of chairs, and 2 doors on either side.
Okay, so end of the hallway, 2 doors. Okay, Trogrim goes over to the gate and tries to just force it open to start with. He grabs on the bars and just rattle, and trying to pull it off its hinges.
Make a strength check.
Victor should be taking another 2d8, right?
He's about to pass out.
9 damage.
How's he looking?
Ooh, that is a critical failure.
Oh, no. He broke a fingernail trying to open the door.
Trogrim tries to wrench open the door and just kind of pulls a finger muscle.
You get the spins.
I get the spins. Yeah, that's right. I tried to I shake around too much. I'm like, oh no, this does not feel good. And he goes and sits with his back against the wall
You
again.
use too much force, the blood rushed to your head.
I stood up too fast. That's what happened. Yeah.
How high is the window off the ground?
It's
How high are the ceilings?
It's not really a window. It's more like a tiny little slit.
You said it's a barred window. And
With-
I
yeah,
am
it's a
a
tiny-
bard, and I would like to go through the window.
It is a tiny little slit with 4 bars going down, and it's only
It's not halfling size.
3 or 4 inches big. Yeah,
It's not
But
barred
it is-
halfling size.
No, it's not.
So it's
barred.
not a barred window.
It's not a barred window. No,
okay.
unfortunately.
Why even bar it if it's only 3 inches?
Barred window.
Is it tall enough that if Anne got on my shoulder, she'd look through it?
Yes.
It is a barred window.
And get on.
You mean you could look through and see bards?
I am a bard.
Oh,
This
you are a
window
bard.
built for
Oh,
me.
I see. Oh, yeah, of course. You are a bard.
And puns aside, look, get on my shoulders. Let's see if you can see what's going on out
Okay,
there.
I kick Victor in the shin one more time and then walk away. But I walk away and I just keep staring at him. as I
Meanwhile,
walk
there's
away.
still all this like jabbering happening between Horatio and Victor.
Yes, Victor also takes off his metal leg.
Whatever. I'm doing the
His
like
hands
I'm
get
watching-
burned.
Yes, his hands get burned, so I'll take.
Seems like a reasonable amount of time to
Yeah.
undone.
I'm doing the like eyes on you motion while I'm walking over to Trogrim so that Victor knows. And I know what he did.
I want to. Do we have our equipment on us?
I was
No.
just about to
You
ask.
guys are in rags.
So I pat myself down. Do I have any of my personal effects?
No,
Does Trogrim have the broken artifact?
no.
He realizes this in the middle of Anne looking on his shoulders, and he just looks at the wall and he thinks, "Oh no, this is bad. I must get this artifact back. This is the entire reason you have left home. I can't believe you would let this go. You're poisoned. You have a halfling on your shoulders, and you're in prison. Come on, get it together. Let's go, team."
What do I see before Trogrim's existential?
Just facing a wall, like, talking to
Yeah,
yourself.
that's right. You hear all of this like sign, like
You see just a courtyard, a big square building with a courtyard in the middle, and then the very center of that is a circle.
So Theo reaches beneath his rags, looking for the hidden waistband he had put on back in Newfoundland.
Flashback.
Theo is standing in a back storeroom of his home, and one of his servants is there, and he says, give me that secret waistband around that I can keep concealed, that no one would ever find. Even if they stripped me completely naked, they'd never see it. And put things like healing ointments and maybe a thing of water in there, and a couple of other knickknacks I might need in case, I don't know, maybe I were imprisoned one day, and put that around my waist and make sure it's good and snug so that nobody can find it.
"Yes, my lord. Right away, my lord.
Thank you. You've always been a good servant.
Would you like a lockpicking kit as well, my lord?"
That would be wonderful. What a great idea. What a great idea. Put it in this back pouch right here where I can be easily accessible and that nobody would ever find.
Yeah, certainly, my lord. Here's your outfitted Batman tube.
And I take a copper and I flick it to my good servant and I go, "You are a good man. This will not be forgotten."
I will feed my family tonight. Thank you, my lord.
As you pat yourself for your band, you notice that the band is there, but then unfortunately you notice across the way on the table is where the lockpicking kit is.
Rats! How did they discover that? I'm afraid I'm useless.
But it's still got the medicine and all that, or
It has the water.
So I go down and I kneel to Victor and I squirt the water on his burning, stub. And I go, Victor. What are you doing here?
I remember doing some studies back when I was a kid, and in some ancient texts, it talked about a young boy who was able to answer any question.
That would be Chad.
That would be Chad. They gave the description, and it almost matched Chad to a T. And I saw Horatio there, and I thought they were connected in some way, so I came here to try to figure out a way to get in touch with him in a more realistic situation and to fix the amends. And it didn't go as I planned.
Who are our captors? My mind is filled with fog, and like I drank too much wine last night. I seem to remember an elephant man of some sort with a long trunk. Who do you recall who our captors are? I don't know why I'm talking like Trogrim. I should more be talking like Theo Blackthorn, but
The poison does
Hungover
it.
Trogrim. Hungover
that's
Theo.
what it is.
The poison does it to you. I'm even more Trogrim than usual.
Wait a minute, I had a Trogrim in my throat. No, I'm much better now. Thank you. It's like who are our captors there? Victor.
Grumble is the warden of this place.
I'm like having just used magic in this mentally delirious state. I'm a little exhausted from the exertion there. But hearing Grumble, I just snap out, Grumble! Grumble, that son of a bitch. You are working with him. Theo, don't listen to a word this man says. He is a 2-bit sellsword bastard, and he must just be working with Grumble. He was trying to tear this away from me. He's trying to steal Peanut. He was always jealous of what we had at the circus.
What you say is probably true, but he is the only 2-bit lion bastard we've got inside this cell with us, and I think we could use him in some way.
I simmer off for a minute, but I'm just starting to pace back and forth.
Trugum sets down Anne from the looking at the window, and he goes over to the front of the cell again and looks out the table at the very end. And he goes, Max, come here for a minute.
What do you need?
Is that a lockpicking set on the table?
How convenient.
He goes, magic, you're all magic users. This is incredible. Surely one of you has mage hand. Surely one of you has that spell that lets you float a hand out 30 feet away from you. Or more, whatever the range is. I don't know. I'm not a magic user.
I look out of the bars and I cast Unseen Servant as a ritual.
I got Willie Joel
There
too.
you go. There you go.
That'll work.
And my invisible Unseen Servant, commanded by me, wanders over to the table to pick up the lockpicking kit and bring it back through the bars.
All right.
Was there anything else on the table?
Let me think back.
My boomerang.
Servant, young servant, one more thing for you.
Yes, my lord.
A good sharp dagger, please, back here.
Yes, of course, the magical dirk.
And a scroll of magic hand would be wonderful on this pouch right here.
Yes, of course, the usual.
We call it the stab and grab.
The stab and grab. Certainly, my lord.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I peer at the table looking for the scroll of mage hand and the dagger.
You see a scroll.
The Unseen Servant with his other hand picks up the scroll off the table and returns them handedly to me in my hands. I hand off the lock-picking set to Trogrim.
This is not me. I have no
take it out of
dexterity.
Trogrim's hand and I hand it to Max.
I take the lockpicking kit. Are any of my trinkets and my necklace on the table?
What kind of captors puts all our stuff right there?
Well, these are personal effects. They're going to take
I-
right here and
I
put
guess
that in
so.
an armory.
I'll take that scroll,
No.
young man.
I open the scroll to just see what type of scroll it is.
As you open it, you notice it is a scroll of minor illusion.
That stupid servant of mine.
I
Can't get anything right.
You could minor illusion mage hand.
Yeah, I suppose I could. We'll figure out what we can do with this.
So I'm going to take the lockpicking kit and I'm going to look at it and go, I'm going to do my best, Trogrim. But this is not necessarily my forte.
That's all I can ask.
It's been a really long time since I've had to steal into somebody's house. And then I go to the lock and I start to jiggle it, trying to get the tumblers up.
Yeah, roll.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I go, I cannot believe that. But that's actually going to be my bardic inspiration. I cannot believe that was the last time.
Good, because I need it. What's the bardic inspiration?
The bardic
As a level 3.
inspiration is a 1d6.
11.
As you fiddle with the lockpick, you even seem quite surprised that it opens up.
God, I guess my skills aren't as rusty as I thought.
As soon as I
done,
hear
Max.
that
Well
lock
done.
click, I take. You said we're in chains. We're actually like in.
You're just in rags.
Oh, we're just in rags.
Really dumb of them not to chain us up.
Do you have any socks on? Socks?
No socks.
I walk up to Victor he's I'm assuming on the ground tending to his heavily burned leg.
Yes.
And I rush up behind him and put my arm around his throat and whisper. I'm trying to focus like the weave on my lips, kind of with the indication of me trying to cast a dissonant whisper, but not casting it, saying, "Tell me again why we need you."
I can help you with questions with anything when it comes to Chad or the university.
Give us a small sample there, Victor, just to whet our appetite. Tell us one thing about Chad that we might find useful the next time we see him.
When
Aren't you being choked out?
When it comes to Chad, what it seems like, the more information he has, he learns, he takes it. He takes the information from the spaces that he's in.
That would describe why the books in the library were empty of text.
Oh, or remember the blank tombstone after we killed that ghost lady?
Oh, wow.
And the blank tombstone. Thank you, Victor. You may be useful yet. It's very
As
interesting.
I'm pushing open as I'm pushing open the door to leave.
This man is a lying bastard.
Do not let him get hold of your debit card.
What's a debit card? Or I'm just whispering debit card.
Theo, this man is a lying bastard, and you have no idea what he has taken from me. He needs to die. This cannot stand. I am walking out of here with Peanut. I am going through everyone in my way to stop that. If him and Grumble are in cahoots, then so be it.
We're with you. We're with you, friend. 100%.
Anything he knows seems like he picked up from somewhere. We can get the same information.
Let's just
I
keep
say
his leg
slit
on.
his throat and be done with it.
Or don't kill me.
You get no say in this.
I want to take his leg.
Horatio, I am with you. That I will be behind you for anything that stands in your way.
This is the man that separated our troop, that has me on the run in the first place, that took everything
You're not
from me.
on the run.
However, this man does not stand in your way.
Doesn't matter if I'm not running
it was
from
all
anything.
Grumble.
Yeah, great. Then he's going to die too.
Oh, no, he has to die. And I want his hands as my trophies. No one steals from me.
Are you trying to deny that you broke the troop up and had me running? Believing or not, I still don't trust you in that regard, but believing that I was on the run for years, 7 years, I've been on the run, fearing for my life, believing I was being followed into bars. It's just been Peanut and I, and now you take the last remaining thing that is valuable to me. Why the hell do you think you have any right to live? You ruined everything. You are a monster.
I did not take Peanut. I have been in here for a long time.
Then how are you working with Grumble?
Grumble paid me to put those cards in there. I put them in there. I set you up, and that is something that I regret. I was just a tool used by him. I am sorry. I came here to try to fix it. Clearly, it did not work out. Clearly, I am covered in rags and cuts and bruises, and I am hurting, not just from your burns.
You'll find no sympathy here, Victor.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's telling the truth or if I believe he's telling the truth?
Mm-hmm.
20. Not natural, but 20.
Yeah,
Still ice cold.
Yeah. You think you sense that he's telling the truth. He is really trying.
Horatio, I think you're right. Victor deserves to die. That doesn't... You've said enough, Victor. That
Sit
doesn't
down.
mean he has to die right this minute. Maybe it might behoove us to keep him alive until we find Grumble, and then we will see his true colors come out. Maybe he can help us find Grumble. But you don't just toss away your only clue, your only lifeline, until the time is right.
I'm like cooling down a little bit and everything. I say.
He also seems to be quite wealthy. Squeeze him for all he's got. It's called reparations, my friend.
You have quite the mind for business, don't you, Max?
Take an ear now if you need to. He did keep us from going inside the gate at the town.
I've been halfway in between the gate because I started pushing it open and then also wanting to watch this play out. I would like to go and take Victor's leg that he took off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to use it as a weapon, so I'm just going to hold on to that underneath my arm and then continue to try and walk out the cell and be like, hey, so now that we've got the big heat of the moment out of the way, should we try and leave?
Trogrim. Would he be too heavy to carry?
No, but it will affect my ability to escape, but I can carry him. Y'all gotta pull your own weight this time.
Flashback.
He's got one good leg. He can hop.
Victor kind of thinks, he's like, I think there's crutches over in the corner. There's not.
Wishes.
Trogrim goes over to one of the chairs and He grabs it and just breaks the like seat and front legs off of it. And then takes sort of the back part that is like, you know, back chair,
The
two
backrest
stumps,
and two
the
legs.
backrest and two legs. Thank you. And brings it back to Victor and says, "This will do." Will this do? Is what Trogrim says.
Yes, that will do.
Excellent.
Truck voice back.
Yeah, it's infectious.
Victor, know that despite his generosity, you make one wrong step. You make one wrong remark. You make me think that you are going to double cross us in even the slightest way. And Trogrim here will break you in half.
I am behind him. He is not joking.
I'm also behind him, and I'm making the like cutthroat, like finger across the throat, like you're dead with the hand.
I'm just looking at him smiling.
You don't have to worry about me.
Are there other prisoners in the cells?
We're not.
I can barely walk.
Victor, you've been here longer than we have. Which way out of here?
You can't be this useless.
If
Yeah, sure.
You were at least awake when you were brought in here. You should know some of the layout.
Dig deep, Victor. Flashback if you need to.
The door on the left, I saw a lot of guards going in and out. I believe that will be the barracks, and then the right will probably is a little bit of a mystery to me. I think that's the hallway to the rest of the building.
flashback, I remember coming in and out of consciousness as we were being brought in here, and as we were going through that door on that side, I saw what appeared to be a poster on the wall with people's names on it and shifts. And I believe, if I remember that correctly, this was we're exactly in their lunch break right now,
Yeah.
and it should be empty right now.
They're at a group happy hour.
I'm fairly certain we could just walk through that door and nobody will be there.
Left or right?
Which way did Victor tell us to go?
Right.
Left was the
Barracks.
Yeah.
barracks. Right is
They were-
the hallway.
We could steal
We're
clothes.
going to go left.
Into the
We're going to go
barracks.
left because they're at their lunch break. They're not
Yeah.
there. We're going left.
Into the barracks.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a big gambler.
I remember it clear as day. It's lunch.
Han Solo runs around the corner to an army of stormtroopers.
And you go first.
Got
It's
it.
lunch.
Got it.
Actually, wait.
Wielding the leg.
Yeah, wielding the leg under my arm.
As Anne walks through the door, describe how you walk through the door.
I don't know. George had something to say though.
Yeah, I was going to say, stop for a second. I have an ability. I can't use it very often. I can use it now, or I can save it for later, where I can't be seen. I could go through this door and see if anyone's in the barracks.
Let's see. Let's save that one for later.
You don't need to. I saw the schedule. They're in their lunch break, Max. Why don't you
seems
believe me?
That seems useful for a
You
different
chose
time.
lying during the campfire.
I did not choose lying. I told you that my true ability is that I trust everyone. Why aren't you trusting me? I don't understand.
Your
I am
inflection at the end of your
I am
sentences.
a trusting soul, Max. I'm trusting soul.
All right.
What say you?
I say save that for later. I'm going to walk in there. There's another lunch break, and we'll figure it out from there. That could come in handy later, though, I believe.
Okay.
As you walk through the door, it's the barracks, but it appears as if a storm has swept through, leaving chaos in its wake. Bunk beds are overturned, blankets strewn across the floor, maps like crumpled on the table, ink smudged. Weapons are missing from the rack, only empty scabbards remain. Personal effects, letters, playing cards, and flasks are abandoned as if hastily discarded. The torches flicker, casting erratic shadows on the walls. It's a scene of urgency, as if the guards fled.
Yep, lunch hour. Must have
Happy
been
hour.
meatloaf.
Happy hour. Are there any uniforms strewn about? Surely there must be uniforms strewn about.
Yeah. Yeah, there are.
Halfling-sized uniforms?
I don't know. I'm going to put one on. That's the smallest I can find. Does it fit?
Roll a d20. Let's do 50-50. 10 up.
50-50 for a halfling-sized guard
Yeah.
outfit?
I feel like halflings are common. Like, yeah, they're everywhere.
All right.
Yeah.
I trust you.
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
Yeah,
There is no halfling size.
that's fine.
Can we see her from the doorway looking at uniforms?
Yeah, she looked. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just putting on whatever the smallest one I can find. It is not half.
Excellent idea, Anne. Everyone get into a uniform that you can find. If they're on lunch, that means no one's in here guarding. And this leads outside. Whereas I prefer to go inside and kill that bastard that stole from us.
What do you suppose they were running from?
We are not leaving without Peanut.
Of
I
course
require
not.
my artifact.
Of course.
Oh, your artifact wasn't on the table?
No. I looked closely.
I'm going to go ahead
Are
and
there
try
any
to
like
see-
foot lockers or anything in the?
Everyone make an investigation check.
The footlockers are everywhere.
Yeah, I know. They're in every mall.
It's selling crisp J's right out of the box.
Right next
Even
to
in
the
prison.
pretzels.
I got to switch dice, man.
11 for Theo.
My dice are cold.
7
Rat
plus
bastards.
16 for Traga.
21.
Ooh.
9.
Wait, what was it? It was a check?
Investigation check.
Investigation.
Oh.
Oh, that's a 15.
14.
14.
It is a 4 for me.
Okay.
So
That's
I
still
go, damn it, I can never find anything in my size. I have got to start losing weight.
So
I'm like hyper focused from blind rage.
Everybody finds a uniform that fits except for the you guys. Horatio, you find a letter.
I open the letter.
You open the letter and it reads, "The warden told us we might have to leave on a moment's notice, but he won't tell us why. All he keeps saying is that big things are happening. Ever since that library showed up, that's all he says. That's all he ever says. And I fear we might have to leave Spot. Hopefully, I'll be able to see you soon. Love, Ben."
Leave Spot.
I read this out and say, this letter mentions a library on the island here.
It's always that damn library.
You saw it. And saw it.
I did.
The
Look the same.
and the guards might leave. There's something afoot. Grumble seems to know something relating to the library or be scheming in some way relating to the library if great things are afoot in relation to it.
If Grumble
Victor.
knows,
What is he planning?
He didn't talk to me. He threw me. I came to talk to him, and he threw me in here.
When was the last time you saw him before you came here?
Last time I saw him was 7 years ago.
Is the library in or out?
Out.
what do you know about the library? I'm slightly choked up because my uniform is too small while hers is too big.
Is this
So
just like
it
a
drapes
uniform?
over her, and mine's just like slightly a crop top and like hindering me from breathing fully.
Is this uniform armor of any kind, or is it just a uniform?
It could be leather. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Well, okay, let me think about this for a second, okay? If they had to flee, would Grumble keep Peanut with him?
I don't see why he would take him and not.
If Grumble's going to go through all the trouble to get Peanut, I can't imagine he would just leave him in his bedroom.
All right, so we're assuming that these guards fled, and the Grumble's probably somewhere with them, with Peanut in a tiny cage, which is an invention of my own thinking.
Well,
honestly, right
I
now, but-
appreciate the theatrics of the tiny cage. And
So we should probably figure out where they fled, is what I'm thinking, because there's no way Peanut would still be in the prison if all of them are out there.
Again, Victor, what do you know of the library?
It's from what we know at the Neverwinter University. We've uncovered that it is connected to Chad.
flashback. I am racking my brain trying to recall some information that I had overheard but discounted at the time, since we were focused on the ship that was actively pursuing us while we were airborne. And I recall hearing one of Grumble's crew members mentioning something surrounding plans around the library.
Okay. What you recall is that all of the plans weren't actually with the library. It was connected with Peanut and getting him back to the principal.
Bastard. I never thought about it at the time. I feel like I just had perked my ears up hearing Peanut, but I didn't even think about what they might have meant with the principal.
What?
The principal. What do you mean?
What are you remembering?
When we were on that ship before the
The
arrows
betrayal.
started flying, I remember hearing one of the deckhands that was working on some of the rigging talk, with whispered breath to the crewmate next to him, and they were just. I heard the word Peanut. I heard the name Peanut, and they just mentioned something about needing to get him back to the principal. But I can't. What would Peanut have to do with the library? What in the principal? What, or Chad for that matter?
Flashback. Now that you mention it, they mentioned that the principal was in the library up in the tower on the far south side. And we must be careful. There are traps all along there. But if we go that...
At exact locations, I remember.
And they said if anybody ever tried to get to the principal in that tower, they would be ensnared forever. So, but that's how I remember it, although it is a bit foggy. Shall we head that way?
Well, you haven't been wrong yet.
In this room, is there? So there's the door that we came in. Are there any other doors leading out?
No, it's just the barracks.
Just the barracks. Okay. So and our Trogam takes a look around for our gear, looking for, our belongings. Does he find anything?
He did not.
It is nice. We have our uniform. There is nothing else here except discarded trash. All of our goals are in the opposite direction. Let's go through the other door.
Let's go. I agree.
I start marching in my oversized uniform that's pulled up basically to my armpit.
Look at that pile of clothes walking across the floor.
Where?
So, Trogrim, you're saying to go deeper into the hallway and into this building?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, that seems to be the only direction.
There is no exit in this
There's
room.
no exit in the barracks.
Yeah. No exit in the barracks. The only other option was the other door.
It's too soon to be facing the principal, so we need to get Peanut before he gets to him.
I'm fairly confident that the principal is in the tower at the library.
Again, he hasn't been wrong yet.
God, I hope he is this time.
I'm checking every room of this building for Peanut
Let us go.
before we move on. I confidently march out the door.
And through the other door.
And through the other door, you see an armory. Weapon racks stand empty. The usual contents, swords, spears, and crossbows gone. The floor bears scuffs marked with where armor once rested. The air smells of oiled leather and rusted metal. Amidst the chaos, a lone tarnished breastplate lies discarded, its polished surface marred
yeah.
by scratches. The room's silence the room's silence is occasionally broken by the clatter of a fallen helmet.
I walk up to the breastplate and kick it and turn around.
There is another door in the back of the room.
Theo, you said they were at lunch?
Apparently they made haste for some reason.
Well, wherever they are, they're heavily armed.
They are.
Do you not bring your weapons to lunch?
What if someone tries to steal your chickens?
Exactly. I bring my weapons to lunch. Nothing out of the ordinary here for Trogrim.
Let's go through this other door and see what's on the other side.
As you walk through, before you get to the door, Max, you actually notice the key. And it's been thrown to the side. It clearly just doesn't belong. The key shaft is forged from some type of gleaming metal. It bends around the shaft, bends arcane symbols with geometric shapes, and the back of the key is shaped like a stylized dragon's head. Its eyes thin sapphires, and they seem to flicker with some fire.
Okay. And I see this as we're walking, of course, because it's shiny metal. Mm-hmm. Do the rest of the party see it, or is it just me?
Just you.
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm just gonna slide it into my pocket.
Okay.
As we walk, I'm gonna try to talk to Victor. I'm gonna stand right next to him. I'm gonna be like, "So, Victor, what do you know about this principal? Like, if we were to say, like, he's got magic at this level, what level would you say he's at?"
Say if like we were three.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1 to 20.
1 to 20.
What? I don't know much. There's a lot of principals. Do you have a name?
I didn't know principals had names.
Yeah, we do have a name. Flashback. In episode 6, when I hear the principal's name, I'm going to write it down on the palm of my hand so that I won't forget it.
Maxium
That's what it
Leaflet.
That's what it was. Maxium Leaflet. The principal's name, and I speak up.
That lying ability, it's getting better.
It's trusting. It's a trusting ability. I trust you won't share that information with other people.
However you want to spin it. Maxium Leaflet.
I do know that name. Maxium Leaflet is the dean or principal of Waterdeep University.
There's multiple principals.
Well, each college has their own dean, has their own principal.
Okay.
Maxium Leaflet is the dean of Waterdeep University.
Okay. And level?
He's an incredibly smart guy.
Got it. And I wink at him.
Street smart or book smart? I'm just walking behind you guys. I can hear everything.
I'm gonna go with both.
So, like, if you put us at a 3, Where do you think we would measure up to him? With like 20 being the best.
2 times, 3 times.
He's definitely higher than a 3.
He's being coy.
Hey, do you miss your leg? I got it right here. And I boop him.
Can I have that back?
No, absolutely not. This is my weapon now.
Oh, okay.
Flashback.
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 I flashback.
Similarly, while we were being dragged in here in a drugged stupor, as we passed by the armory, I heard a sergeant chewing out a new recruit for rust on his dagger, and told him that he needs to go immediately return that to the quartermaster's office for polishing and to get a new one, as well as return so he can scrub the toilets with his toothbrush. And so I looked outside to look for the quartermaster, the sign directing towards the quartermaster's kind of depot space.
As you look outside,
Like into the next room.
Yeah, as you look into the next room, you see a hallway with multiple doors, and at the end of the hallway, you see a door, and on it says Dean's office. Not Dean's office, Warden's office.
Warden's office.
I turn back to the group and just put my fingers to my lips in a shh type movement, but I gesture with my hand for them to follow me. As everybody does.
Different hand signs.
Various SWAT hand signs.
There was a bunny at one point.
Yeah.
That was definitely Anne.
That was a snake.
And I want to start walking down the hallway, kind of looking to see if there's any signs or like placards on the doors.
As you keep walking down the library, the hallway, you see one that says mess hall. You see one that says library, and you see one that says exit.
And Warden's office.
Warden's office. I want to put my ear up to the door in the mess hall and see if I can hear any noises for soldiers eating lunch.
But roll a d20.
Would that be like a perception check or something?
Yeah.
Oh, they're definitely in there.
18.
18.
They're definitely in there.
With their weapons.
You don't hear anything.
Fully armed and fully fed.
I creak open the door just enough to get my eye to peer through.
The mess hall is a mess. Long wooden tables are overturned, benches scattered across the floor. The hearth, once roaring, now holds warm ashes. You can kind of see the red simmer. Pots and pans lie abandoned, and their contents are somewhat dried and crusty, because you can see that. And the air smells of stale bread and spilled ale. The only thing that is organized is a giant pile of food in the corner.
Are there any utensils?
When was the last time we ate something, friends?
At the circus.
I don't want circus food.
I am starving, but I don't want to be impolite.
I'm quite famished myself.
I'm so hungry, but I don't think this shirt can take much more.
There's utensils?
Yeah.
I want to pick up a eating knife.
Okay.
I'm putting a fork in my pocket.
What force could make them leave their lunch mid-lunch?
Maybe there was just a really short lunch break. Bad union.
Is there a
Victor.
galley in the back?
The goons.
Or not a
union is
galley.
not
Is there?
holding
We're
up.
not on a ship. Is there a kitchen in the back?
15 minutes to book.
What kind of food?
Get in there,
I go
get
in
out.
there, inspect the food, look for something edible and delicious, and make my belly happy.
It's mostly just like rations and dried kibble.
Good enough. I grab one and I eat it.
Yep, Trogham's right behind you.
Okay.
So as is Anne.
Yeah, roll, go ahead.
Roll for eat.
Constitution?
Roll for eat! That's going to be our new cookbook.
Roll for
Roll for eat! Ham!
Build recipes with dice.
Dang, the vegan
There
got
actually
ham.
is that, right? Where you roll the dice and then
Yeah.
you throw the whatever ingredient. It's a TikTok thing. Come on. Truly,
yeah.
I am
Roll
not the
for
only one that
sandwich.
Roll
watches
for
TikTok.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh, roll for sandwich. Did
Yeah.
someone mention that?
No, I said that unfortunately the vegan got ham.
Oh, I see. I should listen more. You guys are very funny.
It's impressive because you have the headphones on. It's not like you can ignore us.
I have half a headphone on. All right.
Yeah, you can eat up. Yeah.
Great. All right. I have a snack and then I thought that was a.
No, that was a thumbs up
All right.
for an audio medium.
Okay. Should we go and ransack the warden's office? Yeah. Now that we're all.
Well, there was that one door marked library that's sort of, and again, maybe it's my listening skills aren't very good. What's behind the library door? Is that the library?
Very recent flashback. I remember as we walked past the library door,
It said library on it.
overhearing nothing in the library door with my keen perception that I was
going to
already listening.
go and put my ear to the library door.
Roll a perception.
That'd be a 13.
13. You hear rustling. You hear something.
Does it sound more like a slithering type of rustling?
No.
Okay. I open the door and I peek in and I say, hello.
You see a library. Tall bookshelves, their wooden frames splintered line the walls. Dusty tomes and scrolls lie scattered across the floor, their pages crinkled and yellowed. Broken reading tables and toppled chairs hint at hurried exits. The air smells of aged parchment and forgotten knowledge. The room's silence is broken only by the faint rustling of pages, as if ghosts of scholars still seek answers within these forsaken shelves. And in the back, you see a beast that defies mortal imagination. Its form a fusion of bone and metal, its hide a mosaic of dusky bronze and silver. When it exhales, a green gas blows forth, a petrifying fog that curls around its head, and around its eyes a ring of what looks like solid gold. When you look at it, around its neck, you see a chain with a key.
Nope.
What is that?
What is that?
Pet dragon, maybe?
Trogam would like to just peek in just like above Theo's head, like Scooby-Doo style, and make a nature check.
Okay.
To determine.
Can I ask
what that
one
is.
clarifying question before you do that nature check?
Mhm.
Is it ye old library, or is it?
It's library. It's a library.
It's a library, not the library.
It's not the library.
It's not the Neverwinter library,
No.
or the what's the other place that we always get?
Heaven.
Yeah, or the Heaven Library.
Nope.
Okay, so it's not that library.
It's just a normal.
This is a local branch.
It's a local branch.
local-
Okay.
It's a
All
prison
right.
library. You know, that's what it's. You know, for
What?
criminals and.
Prison library with a
Okay, all right. Do your nature
Yeah.
check.
pet eldritch monster.
I need to re-roll that because I fumbled trying to pick it up. Oh no, that is a 8. Trogam turns to Theo and said, "It's hard to make out what that is through the books, but it can definitely kick our butts without our gear. It is inadvisable to engage, as your lawyer."
I Scooby-Doo style peek in at the kneecaps in front of Theo. I'm also going to roll a nature check.
Suppose I didn't give Frankie the chance to tell me if I actually succeeded, but I just kind of assumed with an 8, I didn't really get much.
I'm going to use D&D and Beyond to roll this one. That's a 17.
You recognize it as a Gorgon.
Ooh,
That sounds high level.
very.
I go,
Did we level up at some point that we didn't notice?
To like 15.
nope. And then I walk. I don't tell anyone what it is.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
I just like, I was delayed, picking up silverware and looking for things to arm myself in with the kitchen. So when I walk out and everybody's Scooby-Doo peering over each other in the room, I don't see what's going on, but I see Anne walking up, look between everyone's legs, immediately just turn around and quickly pace down the hallway, and I just follow her lead.
All right, I slowly back out and close the door.
Yep, me too.
As long as Trogram's head is not in the way.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what that key does too. It's probably watch. It's gonna be the warden's office. I'm going towards the warden's office.
So we've been into the mess hall. We've been into the library. I think we have the warden's office.
I think it's
Was
it.
there another?
There's an exit.
And the exit.
I walk up and I just point at Trogram and make a kicking motion towards the door.
Trogam says, but first maybe the handle. Just to double check. Just to double check. I got a limited amount of kicks left in my life. And he tries.
I just say, where's your sense of showmanship? Whatever. The moment's gone.
And I try the door handle.
Which door?
To the warden's office.
It wiggles and opens up.
Hell yeah.
Trogam just looks back
feeling
at
defeated.
looks back at Horatio and just kind of puts his hands out like, see?
Smiles knowingly.
And walks in.
As you walk in, you finally found it. The warden's office. It lies at the heart of the prison. Its walls thick with dampness and the scent of old parchment. The room is dimly lit by a single flickering lantern. A high back chair stands behind the desk, its leather cracked and worn. Piles of yellowed scrolls, ink-stained quills, and a letter written to Gromble all clutter the surface, revealing the warden's meticulous record keeping. A barred window offers a narrow view of the courtyard, where guards usually patrol restlessly. The room's most ominous feature, however, is a massive iron safe set into the stone wall.
I walk up and grab the letter addressed to Grumble and open it.
You read, "You know what I need. If you can do it there, great. If not, bring me the squirrel and leave them behind. Dean of Waterdeep University. Maxium leaflet."
I take the letter and I put it in my...
You read it out loud?
Yeah, let's say I read it out loud.
I'm
Yes.
confused. Proper form is to do the name with the title underneath the name instead of the title and then the name.
Some dean.
You guys are looking at the wrong point here. Why does he want your squirrel? Your squirrel, specifically your squirrel, out of all squirrels?
Is he magic? I knew he was extremely well trained, but is there anything magical about this squirrel?
I mean, the performance he gave was great, but to go to this length, I mean, he did play a good pirate captain, but still.
He played a pretty okay pirate captain.
Let it go, Anne.
I mean, Peanut's he's always been an incredible performing partner and, friend, but I've never known him to be a wielder of the weave in that way. I don't know why they want him, but all I know is they have him, and I am not leaving until Peanut is back with mine and everyone responsible is in the ground.
I can respect that.
I'm going to walk up to the safe and put my ear against it and just see if I can hear anything in it, which sounds insane, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, you don't hear anything in it.
I'm going to try and open it.
Okay.
That's it.
How?
That's an excellent question. What does the safe look like?
It is a giant box pretty much. It's like pretty much takes up the entire side of the wall with arcane runes that kind of go around of it with a keyhole.
Do I recognize it from my days performing with Grumble?
No, you do not.
Arcane runes.
Maybe there's a lock,
huh?
or maybe there's a key somewhere in this desk or around here.
I swear to God, if it's the one around the Gorgon.
I smile and I go, a key. You're right, a key. I was wondering what this was, and I pull out the key. I was wondering where this went. Should we try it out?
When did you get that?
1 second. But before you do that, I think that's an excellent idea. But let me study these arcane runes here and see if I recognize them. And that would be a 19.
Ooh-wee.
A 19. You recognize them as lock magic, or they need to be associated with a key that has the same runes on them.
So from what I can tell here, I studied this one time when I was deep in some mausoleum somewhere. And if you have a key that matches these runes on this safe, you will be able to unlock this safe. So
I show him the dragon's head and the runes.
So I look at the key, I look at the safe, I look at the key, I look at the safe, I look at the safe, I look at the key, then I look at the key, and then I look back at the safe, and I try to determine if the key and the lock are the same.
Okay. They match.
That's the key.
This warden is so irresponsible. He dropped this in the armory. Who just
I
drops their key
understand.
and forgets it?
Do you want to do the honors?
No, I'll let Anne do it.
Hell yeah. Did I put the key in there?
I know she would enjoy it.
When the key enters, you see the runes just shift around each other, and they all kind of move into where the lock is, and the key turns effortlessly, and a poof of fire comes out of the dragon's mouth as the door opens up.
That was so cute.
Inside of it, you see all of your guys' belongings.
Oh, including the mechanism.
My bagpipes.
Trogrim just shoulders everyone out of the way, grabs the mechanism, straps it to his back, and along with all his other gear, and says, "Oh, okay, now you go."
I try and shove Trogger out of the way because he's standing in front of my bagpipes. My bagpipes.
I go up, and instead of going for my pack, I go for my trinkets and my cloak, and I immediately put that on, and I just start to pat myself down, and I breathe a bit easier.
I'm keeping the uniform on.
Everyone has found what they are looking for,
Everyone except for Horatio.
except for Horatio.
I take my flute out and I play a little series of notes that I usually use to call Peanut to me in performance.
I assume that my locket, my gold chain was not on me.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Me too. So this whole time, you guys, because he wears this gold chain that has a glimmer that keeps his smile perfect, but because all his teeth are rotten. And if you listen to the TikTok channel, you'll hear this story. So the whole time he was very aware of his imperfect smile and rotten teeth, and kept his mouth covered. And so the first thing he does is grab that chain and put it around and then smiles at you and says, "Oh, that's better."
Go
You
gadget
haven't looked up
orthodontist.
one time yet. That's wild.
And then he grabs his other effects.
No one runs out of the safe. Nothing runs out of the safe.
Nothing runs into the building either.
No.
Did anything? What did you just say?
He played the flute
Yeah.
for Peanut.
Oh,
I just holding the flute in my hand, look at him. I just say, "I'm coming, bud."
We will find him.
I take out the
We have a
lead
very
splattered
specific
gold
set of
coin,
skills.
and I go, heads they die, tails they die, and I flip it. What was it?
You somehow caught it right in between your fingers, and it was just facing straight. No, just
What
kidding.
does that? Does that mean we
That
die?
means they die, we resurrect them, and we kill them again.
That's what that means.
All right.
So I do a quick investigation of the rest of the room, looking for any clues at all that would tell us where Peanut is. That's a 14.
You recall the letter that Horatio read. You know what I need. If you can do it there, bring it. If not, bring the squirrel. And next to the letter, you see a detailed plan that orchestrates the entire prison to go to the docks and go to Waterdeep.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember the phrase in my head. If you can do it there, it said, right? Then what?
You know what I need. If you can do it there, great. If not, bring me the squirrel and leave them behind.
You know what I need. If you can do it there, great. If not, bring me the squirrel. If not, bring me the squirrel. If you could do it there. And then the last part again was leave them behind,
Mm-hmm.
meaning us, don't you think? Say that. Let me. I go to turn it over in my head again. If bring me the squirrel.
You know what I need. If you can do it there, great. If not, bring me the squirrel and leave them behind.
We are the ones he left behind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bring me. And this was signed by the warden.
The
Max.
question is, has he been able to do it wherever there is?
Clearly not. He left us behind, and the squirrel's not here.
So it's a race to the docks?
Horatio, that
It's a race
means
to the
nothing to
docks.
you. What they could possibly extract from the squirrel?
Star power.
Victor, anything? What? You know more than us.
I think they might be looking for his ability to control the crowd, to be a star, to
Is that some kind of magical ability of the squirrel? It always seemed somewhat strange that a squirrel would have so much charisma, or as the kids like to say these days, the Riz.
I couldn't say. I mean,
I trust
Peanut's exposed to a lot of magic. Maybe,
Every day.
yeah, maybe
You do your
that.
shows.
I
I-
attributed what was simply training and skill learning, but maybe he was truly gathering something more. I couldn't say. I had never considered that.
I'm going to do an insight check to see if I believe Horatio.
okay.
That would be a 13.
Yes.
Yeah? He's telling me the truth? He
Yeah.
really doesn't know.
I don't. Yeah. No. He really believes that's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we think back for a moment, when we were in the town at the circus, we were chatting with some of the local residents, and they had mentioned that the town had been held hostage for a few days by the circus, extracting dreams and whatnot. When a town is held hostage, it sort of implies that the people holding them hostage will let them go when they get something at some point. And so my thought here is that perhaps what he's referring to when he says, if you can do it there, if not, bring me the squirrel, it implies some sort of further assault on the town from the rocks, perhaps.
I mean, was this? But how could that be? I mean, the circus itself attacked Grumble and Grumble's ship. We fought him in the air.
Certainly. I assume they were part of the same circus. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they could have colluded together. What's to say that they didn't?
About 45 dead seamen out in the ocean.
Sacrifice a couple of people so that they believe.
Perhaps that's exactly it. Perhaps there's some sort of war between what was your circus and the current circus holding the town hostage. These are simply half-orc thoughts.
You're very wise, half-orc.
Thank you.
But we're going down rabbit holes here, and we need to get a move on.
Agreed.
If we're going to take on an
gonna get
army,
it.
we need something more.
We'll need an army of ourselves, yes.
I mean, if we had some orphans.
Nobody
Nobody wants to listen to Max.
Trogger makes his way to the exit, and
I snatched the key out of Max's hand.
Okay.
I would have just given that to you,
and I
buddy.
want- and-
A little rude.
And I start marching down
Theatrics.
towards the. I'm on a determined warpath right now. Subtlety is not in
No, let it go.
I'm pretty sure Anne had the key.
Did Anne have the key?
Yes, and had
I
the key.
left it in the thing. I was
Oh,
like,
okay. Then I
minor
just
detail.
snatch it out of the.
can you hold this for a second? And I hold it for a second, and then you snatch it out of my hand for theatrics.
I'm just looking for the dramatic effect.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a performer.
Yeah.
At her.
I'll go,
Trogger makes his way to the exit, and as per usual, looking at Horatio, he tries the door and attempts to open it, and it's locked. And I say, now we try to kick it in.
Now I grab the key out of the.
And
I
Trogger
think I know
attempts,
where
to,
the key is for the door.
Trogger attempts to kick down the door.
Make a strength check.
12.
You do not kick down the door.
Just kind of solid in place as this.
I look at Anne and I go,
oh yeah, I'm about to do it. Yeah. I go up
you
to the
take Victor's leg.
I go up to the door with Victor's leg. I crack my knuckles. I crack my head to the side. I plant my feet, engage the glutes, flex the lats, and I smack Victor's leg against the handle.
Not the last.
You got to brace your core.
Dive for the brace the core.
Strength check.
This is an unarmed strike, right?
No, you're doing it with the with the leg.
Oh yeah, you got your
Improvised
with a
weapon.
leg.
I was doing it for the mean
Have
value.
we ever explained this inside joke about this previous campaign?
No,
No, and we don't need to.
that'll be in the Patreon.
That's a 7.
Yeah, no, that doesn't.
Yeah, it's okay. I still think it does. I like to believe that it did.
Walk up with the key in hand and attempt the key in the door.
It's way too big.
I flap the lock picking kit that I never let go of. And I look at the lock and go, I can try this, but I only have so many locks.
Got it. And I finger gun, and I'm going to expend another bardic inspiration, so don't waste it.
You said there was a window, right?
Every window's pretty much barred.
Yeah, they're all for
Bardic.
Yeah.
bards. But you and I can keep looking outside them.
We 22. I don't even need the bardic inspiration.
Nope.
What?
Yep.
Guys, it's impossible. We're in here forever. This is some of my best work yet. Nothing's working.
I believe I know where the key is. It's through that door over there.
Oh God, we're gonna have to fight the creature, aren't we?
Creature? Is that what Anne was walking away from? What creature?
Oh, yeah, you didn't
that is
see.
what she was walking away from.
Yeah. It's very big, very scary.
I am
It's
in
a
for a
gore.
challenge.
What
You all might be magic users. and a little
language does the
squishy.
Gorgon speak?
I
Waiting
have
for a
right here.
joke. ...
Dot.
I mean, is it a beast? I'm assuming. Does it speak
It's
a
a beast.
language?
It's a beast.
Dogs can understand me.
I
and
speak
they're-
with small
they're-
beasts. I don't think that's going to be helpful here.
Your old circus buddy certainly thought of everything. If we made it out, we still had to fight our way through.
Okay, I potentially have a plan for this library beast.
Okay.
There are bookcases in the library. What if we push him over? It lands on top of the beast. The beast is pinned for a moment. We get the thing off its neck with a little bit of sleight of hand, perhaps, and then we can get out of there with all of our bodies intact.
And we avoid the paralytic snot.
Thoughts?
Well,
Suggestions?
I have no feedback. I think that's a perfect plan. As long as it goes off perfectly and we avoid the paralytic snot coming out of its mouth.
it's a guard dog.
With paralytic
So-
snot.
I'm going to go ahead and check the warden's office. And flashback. As we were walking, I kept coming in and out and in and out. And the guard that was carrying us to the prison cell was like, damn it, we have to go to the warden's office yet again to get more food for that thing. I don't know how many more times I can go there and get my hand hurt like this.
There is no food in the warden office.
Damn.
Oh, the kibble.
The kibble.
Kibble.
The kibble.
The
It is
kibble.
delicious. The dog will love it.
The
What
bulldog.
type of dog
the
is this?
bulldog.
Flashback. I flash back to when we're eating in the mess hall.
And you're like, what is this kibble here?
And I said,
I like how we're just it's like our hippocampus doesn't work. We're just continuously forgetting.
and I
that's-
go, now I know we're all hungry, but we should save some of this kibble in case we might need it later on for some unknown reason.
And I put some in my
And
pocket.
I put some in my pocket.
I put 2 handfuls in my pockets.
You want a creature to like you feed it first.
As you reach into your pockets, you notice there's a little hole. And there is nothing in
the
your
kibble
I reach into
Look
my
at it, and I
sock.
look back and I see a trail of kibble behind me.
Good thing the mess hall is unlocked.
Guys,
We can just go back and get it.
how big is this hall?
I have an idea. You said there's kibble?
There's
food
kibble
of some kind?
in the mess.
The mess hall. Okay. I walk back down and I open the door to the mess hall and I cast a ritual unseen servant to go grab a scoopful, 2 handfuls of this kibble and then as quiet have it follow me behind as quietly as I can. I open the door to the library, peering inside, seeing the creature, and I command the unseen servant to walk towards the creature and lay the kibble down where it was sitting.
One question.
Flashback.
What does that buy us? He eats the kibble. He's
No,
less
no.
hungry.
Well-
He won't eat us when we go get the key.
Hold.
Okay.
So does the beast notice?
Make a stealth check. And
It's
then
an unseen servant. It doesn't. It's completely invisible.
Unseen.
Floating kibble.
It's just floating kibble, basically. Yeah.
I always picture it like in like a.
I would
Okay.
picture like a great
No,
man.
it's
Yeah,
unseen.
I think a gray mass.
It's
That's kinda
mass.
what I
Like
think.
it's non corporeal and it's
a ghost.
it's basically a ghost.
Without
I
form.
will do. Let me think.
Is a Gorgon considered humanoid?
No.
No, it
No.
looks like a
No.
bowl.
It's
This
like-
one looks
it's
like,
a
a bowl.
beast made of
It's
metal.
a
It's like a
be- it-
bowl. It's like a
yeah.
bowl made of metal.
It's a magical beast resembling bulls covered in dusky metallic scales. They possess an animal level of intelligence and are very aggressive, attacking intruders on sight.
And this one has a golden ring around its eye.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Their intelligence is not
Like the
sufficient for
target
language
dog.
comprehension.
For whatever reason, I was picturing a minotaur. I don't know why.
I was too. No, I
Right?
was too. Yeah.
A
yeah,
living
I was too.
tank.
I mean, yeah.
I was like, if it stands on 2 legs, that's a humanoid.
Yeah.
I'll do is it an investigation check when like something's like see if it catches
Perception.
perception. That's the word.
Well, if it notices the floating kibble,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if it smells it because
Sure.
it's food.
yeah.
It does not.
So I'm gonna whisper to Horatio. Go, make him take the key. Make him take the key.
Well, are our whispers coming up on audio? Probably.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So I make I make the unseen servant like knock over a book on a table just to make a little noise towards where the kibble is.
All right.
And I
the-
cast Unseen Servant and send Willie Joel out to help.
You really gave them too much power.
all right. The bull walks over to the kibble and starts eating it.
I want to have the unseen servant try to remove the key from the lock, or sorry, from the. Is it like in a lock, or is it just hanging from the
It's
chain?
like a chain around his neck.
Got it. Okay. Does it look like is there a clasp on the chain of any kind?
No, it is just a full chain with the key on it, and it just goes around the neck. It's pretty loose.
How did they get over the? I was gonna say, how did it get over the horns?
There's a clasp.
That's my question: is do we have to saw this thing off of its head?
Okay.
Okay. I want my unseen servant to try to reach over.
I'm hand signaling to you from outside,
Yeah.
being like, well, your unseen servant is unclasping, so
Yeah.
Willie Joel is like making gentle little rustle, like he's poking pieces of paper so that the bull stays curious and engaged.
Pushes the kibble around a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll do a sleight of hand check. It'll be your sleight of hand -1 as
Okay.
as the bonus.
Ooh, that's right on threshold there. I'm gonna call that. That is 15.
You get the key off the bull, but he notices it and it drops to the ground where the kibble is.
Flashback. Back in the barracks room, Trogrim reads that letter from from one of the guards saying he wants to see Spot again. Thinking it might be important, he pockets it, and he also takes one of the helmets that had just been like discarded on the ground in the subsequent room, and just like stashes it for later, such that when he sees that the plan has not gone completely according to plan, he wants to put on his guard disguise, rub the scent of the letter all over his body, and then pretend to be the guard dog's owner.
Pretend to be Ben.
To pretend to be Ben. Thank you. Good memory. And says, and begins to like try to disguise himself as the dog's owner.
The bull.
Trogrim, what are you doing?
This will work. Trust me.
Willie has
All right,
the
well, I'm
key.
rooting for you. And
Okay,
I give,
so do it.
I give him bardic inspiration. On
To start,
whatever
okay, so
he's
to
about
start with,
do.
did the flashback go according to plan?
Oh, I
Do I
guess, yeah.
have the scroll and the helmet?
That was a natural 20.
So Trogrim puts on the helmet to disguise his face, rubs the letter all over his body to get the scent of the guy, and he goes, "Hello, Spot. It is me, Ben. I have some kibble. It is dinner time." And he starts like creeping closer and closer and closer to
My
to the-
unseen servant
yeah.
slides the key away and just goes and like hides behind a desk. Doesn't
Yeah.
like rush anyway.
Willie is still just poking pieces of paper.
The bull kind of picks up his head, kind of looks over, and kind of a little bit of green smoke comes out. And then wary, it comes walking forward and then gives you a little head bump.
They say, "Good Gorgon, good Gorgon," and he's slowly looking to see if like the unseen servant can like get away with the key.
I'm just gonna have
Yeah.
the unseen servant follow like the furthest path in the shadows,
And I'm just trying to, like,
holding
keep
the key to the ground,
Just like
basically.
patting the Gorgon's like side of his face and like just trying to like keep him calm and distracted and like looking in like engaged with me.
All right, I'm gonna try to have my unseen servant walk out the door.
Yeah.
What was this exit strategy, Trogrim?
Yeah, the unseen servant makes it out.
And Trogrim says, "Okay, Spot. I will return for further dinner time. Good Gorgon." And starts to like back out of the room slowly.
Okay. Make your choice between deception or persuasion.
Animal handling?
You also have bardic inspiration.
Oh, let's do animal handling. Yeah, that makes more sense.
I was like, that's persuasion and deception.
Use that part against spell. The D6, yeah?
Yeah.
19.
19.
Very nice. What was your inspiration roll?
14 plus 1.
Oh, plus 1. Okay.
It, as you slowly walk away, you see a little bit of joy in the Gorgon, knowing that he's going to get a nice meal a little bit later. Remembering Max being one of the nicest of the guards to
Ben.
Ben
Ben,
being
yeah.
one of the nicest of the guards to him, and he's excited for his warm meal.
And Trogrim backs out of the room and just gently closes the door and takes off the helmet and says, "That is how you lie."
Sun on my face, it's a brand new day, and it's telling me it'll all be okay. All the clouds and the rain that's of yesterday, yeah, I'm telling you it'll all be okay. It's a good day. It's a good day.
Hey, thanks as always for listening to the Dead Dragon Society. If you enjoyed this episode, do us a solid, will you? And tell a friend. You can also leave a 5-star review. That'll help others find this content. Be sure to follow us on TikTok, Insta, and X. Thanks for being a part of the society. We'll see you again next time.